down, take a full body stretch to wake up that body. Roll your ankles, roll your toes, stretch through your spine. Breathe in. And then we'll take our hands beside the hips and bring the feet up. Now we're just going to take about 10 of these bridges to get the spine warmed up. And you could do this on a roller, you could do this on the arc, or you can just do this on the floor like I'm showing. And try to see how your back is. Good, there you go. We'll get you warmed up soon. Your hamstrings and your glutes. Now you can just stay up for 10. So we just started off with a little stretching and a bridging, and then we're holding a bridge. Inhale. Now lower your spine down and take your feet out just a little longer. So you still have a bridge, but you're at a longer knee angle, a more obtuse angle. Lift up and down. Again, you could do this with your heels and ankles on a prop, or you could do this on the floor. Just lift up and down. You're waking up your hamstrings and glutes. 9, we're touching base with them. Hold this one for 10, so hold it up. And then lower down and take a full body stretch. Inhale. Now as you're ready, exhale and come up to a roll over. If you would like a different exercise, you can go back to either of those bridges. Inhale and exhale. 2. Good. You might feel like you can reach a little bit more. Good. Inhale and exhale. 3. We're going to do 2 more. Yeah, and another way you could do this is with your hands behind your head. Beautiful, or at least at the beginning. 4, to modify for any neck discomfort. Make sure to tuck your chin. That's another trick. And 5. Now roll down. And again, you can place your feet up in the air, take your hands behind your head, lengthen your knees, and we'll do an abdominal crunch, which is a rotation plus the legs like scissors. Now again, you could always do bridging and do a bridging long knee or a bridging bent knee. Or you're here and you can pull your toes back. So we're touching base with a lot of different muscles. Waking them all up. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Now, both hands go to your feet. You're going to pull your knees wider so you look like a butterfly. I like to add a little rock. 5, 2, and 1. And then let your right leg stay up and your left leg stay down. And take 5 of these leg circles. Think of it as mobility. A dynamic flexibility. We're going to do 5 the other way. Now your other leg is pouring down, but a modification would be if your back feels tight to bend that knee. Now the leg that's up, can you leave it there? And a modification would be bend the knee, but if you can, lengthen the knee. You could even add a hamstring lift with your shoulder blades, and the other left leg comes off the floor. You can grab your toe if you want. Breathe in. This is a hamstring stretch, abdominal, and then relax. Now your other leg goes up. Pour the right leg down. So I'm showing a slight modification with the knee bend. But if you feel like you can lengthen your knee as you warm up, go for it. 5 each way. Think of this as mobility. So now my hips able to take more. I can do a bigger circle. So you're observing as you do the exercise. Now the left leg's up in a hamstring. If that's too much, just modify with a knee bend. Otherwise, leave the leg up. Lift up your shoulders if you want and hold on to that foot. 10, 6, and then recover. This time, happy baby. So hands to the feet soles. They're wider now. The feet are wider. Breathe in. Nice. I like the rock. Very good. And then the legs come up. Now hands on the floor and feel your abdominals. This is not a quad exercise. You're not kicking your knees. This is abs. In fact, you could put your hands on your abs. They should be working to lift the hips up and to resist gravity down. To add on, you can add on your hands going behind your head and you do a double crunch for 10, both ends. Hi, sweet girl. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, both ends are coming up and down, 9, and then 10. And then you're going to come up. If you would like a sip, grab a sip, and we'll do a little swan. So grab a sip. And then we're going to take the leg behind. I'm going to move this real quick. All right, you're going to be on the belly. Now, you could do a sphinx, which is like a modified swan, or if you would like to add on, some of you already know, you can go up. All right, find your place because we're going to hold it for 10. So find a place that feels good and comfortable. It may change. You might get higher. Lower down, and we're going to do that again. So breathe in. Your sphinx is your modification. Forearms or your hands are going to be a little higher. How are your back muscles feeling? Inhale. And then lower down. We're going to do one more. So either sphinx or a swan. So sphinx is forearms, and then hands on the floor is swan. Breathe in. And then relax there. Now your arms can go underneath your head. It's like a little safe place for your neck. Lift up the left leg and then lift up the right leg. Left, right, and the knee is fairly long. Good. If you would like to add on, you're going to do swimming. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg, right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. So you can make this harder. All the limbs come off the floor, and you continue. Breathe in, breathe out, and then you can recover with your head resting and your knees like a windshield wipe, back and forth. This is just a calm way to release the spine. And then we're going to let the legs long again. Take your hands either beside your hips or interlace the fingers at your lumbar spine. We're going to inhale up with the focus on the shoulders being open. You can lift your toes if you want to, or you can leave them down and focus on the upper body. Let those shoulders really open though. Make sure they're not thrusting forward to the ground. 5. Inhale. And then relax. Now the arms come out like a T. This is a T arm position. Lift your torso. Now try to lift your arms higher than your back. This is for the rear deltoids. 15 reps of arm lifts, up and down. So yeah, you're gonna move it, Shireen, and it's the rear deltoids. If you feel your back of your shoulder, yeah, yep. Feel those little muscles that are responsible for preventing rounded shoulders. Your scapula are also gliding together. Now relax, let your arms be underneath your head for a moment. Now we're gonna do a Y like that. So you're gonna hover your torso a little bit, your arms are like a Y, and then let your arms go higher than your back. 15 reps. So it's more rear deltoid. It is a little upper back, but it's rear deltoid. 10 more. This is muscles that help prevent rounded shoulders. Good. 4, 3. Now a child pose. If you would like to curl your toes under, do that. And I'm going to offer a bonus. If you would like a down dog, you can do that. So whenever you're ready, if you have done a child's pose, you can go up to down dog and meet me here. Stretch out the calves. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then lower the knees. I'm going to offer the cat-cow, which is a spinal flexion and extension. And you inhale on the extension. Yep, grab your arc if you would like a modification. You can rest your forearms on that. Now that's your cat-cow. You can take it up a notch if you lift your knees. And that's a beast or a hover, cat-cow. You could take it up a notch if you would like and do down dog, Articulate through your spine, up dog. Tuck through your chin, down dog. Articulate, up dog, down dog. Good, enjoy. Inhale. So you can do whatever you want, cat-cow, hover cat-cow, which is the beast, or down dog, up dog. Inhale. And then one more time, hold down dog for 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And if you can, walk your hands up towards your feet up to your hands. I said that wrong. And then come up. Now, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Cross if you'd like. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Cross if you'd like. And then gently come back up and take a little breather. And then see if you can take the feet a little wider. And you might just go down to a modified squat. You might go a little lower. Notice I'm showing different arm and leg positions. So Catherine, if there's any sensitivity in your knee, you might do calf raises so that your goal is you're strengthening your legs without hurting any joints. Or you can just limit the, exactly. And what you'll do is kind of make sure your glutes are going back. Good, your glutes are going back. Your heels are so heavy, you can see I'm lifting my toes. Arms can go forward. Good, now you can go lower if your body will go lower. And we're gonna do one more, but then we're gonna change it up. Now go out like I call it second position or goddess position. So your toes are slightly out, which means your femurs are externally rotated. Good. Again, you could do a calf raise if you need something else. You could modify. Just keep it safe for you. 9, 10. Now, you're going to come back in, and if you can, go right down the middle. So a third world squat. You see this with the blue zones. The people that are in the blue zones or the longevity zones generally have squatting as part of their daily life. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, my booty's really close, so if yours is too, let it sit. I'm going to scooch away from the wall. Grab your 2 big toes and see if you can stretch out. Shoulders are down the back. 10, 2, good, 5. Now can you bring it in? I'm going to probably turn so I can see you, but you can just try to put your knees long, and so you can see that my knees are trying to get long. 10. Now can you let go? 5, hands beside you. 4, 3, 2. Now, feet in the floor. Try to take 10 counts to go back. 5 more. And then once you're down, your arms underneath your ear. I've got a hand on my abs just to tell my abs. I don't want them to sag down. I want to pull up. So you feel this, but you also feel your hip and your inner thigh. Now we're going to stay up, take that top leg up. Now notice how I'm trying to keep my toes and my knees forward and not externally rotate. Feel this, obliques. Now the bottom leg also, so leave that top leg up. If your hip is uncomfortable, grab a pillow or put an extra mat underneath it. Now, if you would like, you can do the upper body as well for 5. Banana. Now, you can meet me on the other side or do more of these, or if you want to try 5. Good, yeah, meet me on the other side if you need to. 2, 3, 4. Regardless, we're gonna meet on the other side. Inhale and up, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, meet on the other side. Put my correct toes over here. All right, long legs. Now, we're gonna feel your obliques, so this muscle's helping, the hips are helping, the inner thighs are helping. A 10 more count. Yeah, good. Glue the legs together. Now lift up and just keep the bottom leg off the ground, even though you're focusing on movement on the top leg, but your bottom leg's off the ground. Your bottom leg's now adding on. Notice the ankle would want to take over, but don't let it do that. Let your inner thigh do it. Now you could add the upper body. Now I'll show you. You could do it all by itself, arm low. You could do it arm up. You could do it with the lower body. You might decide you want to do banana boats. Good, that was it, Polly. Your torso comes up just a split second before the legs, and that will make it more successful. One more, and then you could hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, grab a sip. Good job, everybody, great job. We're gonna do a little bit of our plank. A plank a day keeps the weakness away. So find your favorite forearm position and toe position. So elbows underneath the shoulders. I'm going to do about a 30 count here. Do the best you can. So here we go up, head pulls back. Feel strong in your legs. 10, 15, 20, 25, and then we'll do a sphinx or a swan to counter pose. So just something to stretch out your abs. Breathe in, lower down, and see if you can grab a foot or an ankle for a bow pose. 1 or 2. Now inhale and you might come up. Good. Relax and let's do it again, or the other foot. Here we go. Inhale, come up. Breathe in. Nice. And then either a child's pose or a down dog. You choose. 5, 4. Come back down to your forearms. Now this is a plank and we're going to add on. So for variety, lift your hips up and then come back down to plank. We'll lift our hips up like a dolphin. You're going to feel your calves and then plank. Up, up, up. And your gaze changes. So your gaze is at your hands in plank and then it's at your feet in the dolphin. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more, and then we do a counter pose, sphinx, or would you like to do swan? 5, 4, good, 2, back to your forearm plank. Now we're gonna go forward and back. This can be done on your foam roller as well, or your arc. So what we'll do is do plank and then shift forward, drop back through your heels, 10, all right, sphinx or cobra, swan. Now I'm going to add on a hip, it's called a leg pull. So you're going to go to plank and you could possibly add this on. You can lift your right toes, point them to the wall behind you, lift your left toes, point them towards the wall behind you, and you'll do this alternating 10 times. 4 more. And then sphinx or swan. Ooh, good job. 5, 2, and then lower your torso and lift up both legs at the same time. Lift your torso and then let your hands assist you. Lower your torso and then lift up your legs. Lift your torso, push with your hands. Now at your own, so we're doing a moving swan, but this is really at your own pace. So you may be going slower or a little faster than I am. I'm just here to offer that the upper body's going and then the lower body's going. So your whole posterior chain gets your attention, whatever the speed that means to you. Yeah, really, you could release at the top of your swan and make it dynamic with 1 or, yeah, good, or 5 in a row. 1 more of whatever you're doing. And then a child or a down dog. Now, if you're doing a down dog, from here, your hands are lower than the shoulders. Everything comes up in a plank. So it's like a push-up. Good, nice. 5, 4, 3, 2, come back down to forearms. And then you're gonna leave your hips just a tiny bit higher, guys. On this one, it's not cheating because I'm gonna have this pull the right knee under and then the left knee. So I've got this, I gotta have a little room. We gotta have a little room for the knee to come under. So the hip's a little higher than your traditional plank. I'm alternating. Now try to go right knee towards the left elbow, left knee towards the right elbow, right knee, left elbow, left knee, right elbow. 4, 3, 2, 1, Sphinx or Cobra, like Swan. Yep, doing great. You know how we've been doing plyometric moves and tense integrity moves and pliancy moves. This next one is an option. So I'm going to demo on my hands, but just like we were doing, you switch places and you see how I'm trying to land softly, and then I can speed it up for 10. You can do this on your forearms, just lift your hips a little. You can do them slow, fast, or like hands. Yeah, so 10 more, treadmill it, 5, inhale, and then recover. So, good job. I hope you felt your heart rate go up. Grab a sip. We're also gonna grab a stretch. So I know you're on mute, but I didn't hear any loud thuds or clunking. So you land softly like an animal, gazelle running through the woods. And that helps keep that pliancy in our body. And it's kind of what makes you bounce when you fall. We've got these 6 baby goats running around, just falling over, hitting things, and they just bounce off the floor. So it's kind of like that. So you're gonna rotate. You're keeping that malleability in your body. And then come back. The next one is malleability with the upper body. So it's going to be push-ups. The easiest way to do these is to do them on the wall and push away. So your hands are malleable. You're springy. Another way to do these is all fours and you push away and then land springy. Okay, so we'll do 10 of these and then we'll change it up to a more traditional. That a girl, Betty, yep. Yep, that a girl, way to go. Everybody's finding a way. Now, a couple more. And then you can do your traditional push-ups. Again, you can do them on the wall without the spring. You can do them in all fours. You can do them on the knees. Take 10 more. We'll stretch our wrist after this. Or if you need to be off your wrist, do a plank or something where you're on your forearms. Good, that looks good, Polly. Yep, or that's a good way to do it. Cole, with your hand weights. Head back. Breathe in, breathe out. 2 more. And then wherever you are, we'll do a little hand stretch. So even if you've just been out in the garden doing things or doing whatever it is that require your hands, pottery. You're gonna do the other side. You gotta stretch in your toolbox. Nice job. If you can, take either a squat like I showed earlier, or pull your toes under, lean back, and then drop your booty. Now I'm not touching, just however your built's gonna be, but I've got my feet beside each other. So I'll show you this way. Good, so it's just a lot of stretch, isn't it? Do what you need to, or do a happy baby. Good. All right, and the booty comes back down. Nice, sit any way you want to. Go up and over. Now, one hand could be here or one hand could be here. So you can sit however you want. The main thing is that key result area is lateral flexion. Breathe into that rib cage. Rotate down, rotate up. Here we go, inhale, up. Now I'm going to have us do a reverse plank or reverse table. So if you know you need a prop, you want to put your forearms on an arc or something, go for it. Or if you know you want to do, so like Polly, if your shoulder hurts you, this is the modified, or this is harder. Or you could do a forearm reverse plank. Good. Hold. Yep. Breathe in. Relax. We're going to do the same with the triceps. So feet in. Bend your elbows and straighten them. Find what serves you. But I'm going to bend the elbows and straighten them 10 times at least. Now lengthen the left leg and try 5 on one leg up. And remember, just do what you can. And then the right leg, 5. Yep, do what you can. It may be stretching. Good. And then relax. Now wherever you are, cow face. Good. Love it. That was a good one. Just a little push. Breathe in. I love it. Look how good our cow faces are as a whole. Other side, cow face. Here we go. Just do the best you can. Yep. That's all we can do. Good. Make sure that feels safe, Polly. Good. Breathe in. Betty, good. Your ear to shoulder position looks good. Really good. Head pulls back on this one. It's like your head feels the forearm behind you. Good. And then grab a sit. We're going to touch some of our side planks. If you would like to use props, you're welcome to put something underneath your ankle, like a foam roller, an arc, or like for me, I'm going to put this mat kind of doubled because this left ulna likes more cushion. And just hold for 15. Spread out that top hand, have fun. I feel good, I feel strong. Thankful for this body that tends to work most of the time. Breathe in, head back a little. And now we're going to lower that hip, but we're going to take it to the other side, about 15 counts. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Catherine, see if your head will come up just a little bit, and if that feels good. So it looks good to me, but then you verify with how you feel on that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really good. We're going to hit the other side. Fingertips near your head like a triangle. Get your inhale and exhale. Turn, rotate. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. 9. I love it. I love it. So if there's a move that doesn't serve you, you can generally do bridging. That's a pretty safe move. It's a comeback move, or a stretch you know your body needs, you know. Just being creative. I love it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. We're going to do one more of side plank, And it's a tree, but it could be Maladrosana. So here's the tree possibility. Here's a foot back, and then here's a hand. So your choice, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nice, 8, love it, 9, 10, and then come down. I like that creative solution mindset. So it's either a side plank, a tree side plank, a foot back side plank, or a hand. Maladrosana, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Love it. Take a little breather. Grab a sip. Really good, guys. And we're going to go into a thoracic rotation with extension. And you're going to be coming down belly. You know how we made those triangles with our elbows? So we're going to do that where the fingers are kind of tucked under. Lift up your right leg and your left shoulder blade. Lift up your right shoulder blade and your left leg. Breathe in as you come up. The inhale will facilitate extension. And your neck should still feel very cared for and in line with your thoracic. It shouldn't feel like there's a lot of tension where the skull meets the neck. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now this is breaststroke, so I'm moving away from my weights to make sure I have enough room. So just make sure your arms have enough room. You're going to make a big sweeping circle that is in a pain-free range of motion for your body. You go up every time. You're welcome to add a flutter kick with your legs as well, like a vertical flutter. Nice. Now, because we're not swimming, we can switch the direction. So we won't sink on the mat. So you can go the other way with your arms 10 times. Yeah. 4. You're lifting up and down with your spine too. Yeah, lift up and down a little bit, Catherine. I think you have it. Yeah, there you go. I thought you had an extra inch in your upper back. You could do it. I knew it. And then child pose, or if you want that challenge, curl your toes under, lift up a piece of like your piece of plywood and push back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Grab a sip. Come on to your booty. And about 10 counts down. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, you can always do bridging, or you can take a set of crisscross with thighs in the air and do 15 with the pointed toes or so. You're going to be pulling the toes back for about 15. Try to space the toes away from each other. You want to see air between the toes, or space between the toes. 4 more. 3, 2, recover. Now you can open up your arms and legs and then hug your shins, open up your arms and legs and then hug. You can also lift up your shoulder blades and make this more difficult. Legs further away. And as always, you can do any kind of bridging. 3, 2, recover, rest. And the next one, you're going to be vertical in the legs and cross the legs. So another way to say this is heel beats. You can pretend you're in a Pilates ring and you have to have it within that confined circle. Now we're going to be lowering down as a harder variation, so I'll be offering hands behind the head, lift your shoulder blades, and then take a little lower heel beat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, hug it in. Take your right ankle to your left thigh. This is a figure 4. We are going to add some ankle rolls, toe spreads, rocking, whatever you need Like to have that space between the toes, so spread them out at some point. If they don't spread out, grab the toes that need some assistance, spread them out. We want malleable toes. And then we're gonna do the other side, ankle to thigh, spread out those toes. Maybe you can point flex, but at some point during your stretch, spread out your toes, help out any toe that needs some assistance. Make them as wide as you can. Nice, inhale. And then exhale, legs up. Now with your head down, you're gonna lower a little bit and come up. So I'm gonna spread out my toes in this variation. I'm gonna really work on spreading from pinky to pinky, big toe to pinky. If you wanna make this harder, put your hands behind your head, come up, and then lower your legs as a unit. 2, keep your shoulder blades off the mat if you can. 3, we're doing 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hug. So take a breather. This one's called corkscrew, hands beside your hips. Now let me show a modified. So it's really knee bend if you want to modify, and then you go the other way. A little bit harder is longer legs. Go one circle, so pretend you're on a clock, and then you go the other way. Yep. And then a little harder is pelvic lift and circle. Good, pelvic lift and circle and up. 6. You could certainly go to your shoulder blades 2. 4 more. 4, 3. Good. I like the way you're not in your neck. 2. And recover for a moment. You might even add a rock right and left and a little ankle roll. Leave your head down and add a circular bicycle movement. So not the one that's crisscross, not yogic bicycle. This is like you're riding a bike. And the bike is one of those big circus bikes or like a really big front crank. Now that's good, or you could take the legs further away from you. That's harder. You could add on hands behind your head and add a crunch, and then a crunch, and a crunch, or you could bicycle up for 5, 4, 3, well, hello, 2, and 1. And then come back up and take the legs wide like a big V. And you can go straight down the middle and try to pull your toes back so you can even open up the legs a little bit and relax. Is it 11 o'clock already? Are you up? 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to head to one leg, so just pick a leg because we're going to do both. We'll just do 10. Feel that individual hamstring. 9 and inner thigh. 8, 7, 6. That feels great. 4, you're looking good. 2. All right, go to the other leg, the one you didn't do, and hit 10. Give that leg your attention. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then go straight down the middle. So now one more time. Now this may feel like it's easier. 10, that looks great. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then come back up. Now grab a sip. There's 2 choices you can do here, of course. Bridging, because that strengthens your legs, and this next one's a leg strengthener. Or you can do thigh stretch. Catherine, off the top of my head, I would say you would want to do bridging. So let me just demo. Make sure when you stand on your shins, your knees are comfortable. If not, put a mat underneath. Now what you're going to do, keep your ear, shoulder, hip, knee in a line. So I'm only going to go back a little bit, and I'm not doing this. I'm staying in a plank, and go back. So I have ab tone. My quads get longer, so it's called eccentric. And that's why I was thinking, Catherine, you might like just to do, yes. So do you see how I'm just hinging? You are self-regulating. Yeah, if you put, I like how you put your hands on your thighs, Shireen, because you should feel those muscles below your fingers. How low you go is up to you. All right, we're gonna do 5 more, but you're integrated. You're like a plank, a piece of plywood. 4, that's gonna help if you walk down hills, if you do if you do hiking, or you kind of go descending. And I know I have a client who has a fear of going downhill. This is the kind of leg strength you need, the eccentric. 2, good. 1, nice job, really good. And then just grab a sip, love it. We're going to use our abs to roll down a little bit. Take an inhale. So about 10. Now when you're here, you can do a normal bridge pose, or if you want another variation of a roll up, your arms will frame your head. You're going to inhale and do 3 frame the face roll ups. And again, if you would like, you can just do a bridging or a single leg bridge. This is a coordinated abdominal move for the spine flexibility as well. And then do 3 total. And then a possible add-on is called the neck pull, where your hands go beside your temples. You roll up, tuck the chin, go over your legs. Then you stack the spine and you hinge. And then you roll when you can't do any more. Now we're going to do 2 more of those. So we're just touching base with some of these coordinated moves. Hinge, roll. 1 more. Lengthen the spine, hinge, and roll. Now, wherever you are, we're just going to meet in a bridge. So this is a counter pose to the abs anyway, and the hip flexion. It's a great pose for anyone. It just reminds us this is a move I can always come back to if I need to during any exercise. So hold 5 more. Now you're going to lower your spine and take your hands underneath your legs and sit in a small V, meaning bent knee. So this is a move. We did it earlier. This is a move. Nice. Now cross your right ankle over your left, lengthen your knee, and reach forward. So here's a modification to the next move. You can come up, cross your ankle, stretch it out, stretch. Come up, cross your ankles, stretch it out. Now, the other move to this is boomerang. You go down, you go over, you cross your legs, you balance, you let your arms go back, you go forward, stretch, hands beside, go over, cross your ankles, come up teaser, woo, arms behind and stretch, and over, and cross, and up, and over, and stretch. All right, so it's going to be 1 more, guys. Boomerang, up, cross, V, around, and over. Was that the most fun you've had? Okay, grab a sip. And I'm sitting crisscross applesauce on purpose. So if your knees and hips will take this, right ankle in front of the other. And then if you can, go forward. If you're like me, it doesn't take much going forward before you feel your hips, but just take about 10 counts. Inhale, come up, and I'll just do a little challenge. Try to cross your ankles without using your hands, and then go forward like 10 counts or so. And then come up. Now, That is a great comeback move because who doesn't need their hips opened, right? So the next one is a integrated move, coordination, as Pilates would like to say. That's part of fitness. So coordination is also good for neural programming. So I'm going to start off right ankle in front of the left, and I'm holding on to my big toes. So you can watch on the first one if you're not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to do crab. I'm going to go back, switch, and then I'm just holding onto the toes lightly. Forward stretch. Go back, switch your ankles, go forward stretch. This is the crab. Go back to your blades, switch the ankles. I'm not rolling on the head, by the way. Switch, I'm gonna touch my head to the floor and cross the ankles and go forward. You're doing great. Two more, and inhale. There's a coordination. There's some flexibility in the hips. There's some abs. There's some balance. There's some spinal flexibility and stretch. Nice job. How'd that feel? All right, we're going to sneak in a set of soul. So this is rotation. You can move your tush flesh out of the way. I got to get up so I don't hit the wall, but rotate first and then saw off your pinky toe with the pinky hand. So try to keep your hips velcroed to the floor. The opposite hip from the leg you're stretching for, that's the one that tends to want to come off. Breathe in, rotate first, then reach. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now glue the legs together. Take your arm that you don't normally take back first for the reach. So I'm going to make myself go left and then right. So that's good for my brain. It's good for our neural program. Make sure that we haven't developed any compensation. So now that left shoulder got all the attention before the right one was logged. I'm adding a toe spread. So if you can add one more thing without losing your shoulder stretch, spread out those toes. Your balance will benefit, your arches, which we need to absorb the force as we walk through the, when you walk, you want to feel like you're trampolines. You don't want to feel like you're the 10-man thudding. So spread out those toes. Inhale. Now we're going to take make sure you have enough. Actually grab a sip and then we're going to roll down 10 seconds. And it's 10 or counts 2, 3. Good. Good, Betty. 4. So maybe 8 to 12 ounces you got, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now lengthen one leg up. You can do this head down if you'd like, or you can do it head up. You could just, now your torso is neutral on this one. You could also put your hands behind your head. Pull your toes back. It should be easier to spread your toes here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now recover for a moment. Now right leg up, just do 5 single bridges. Now switch the legs, 5 single bridges. Okay, that's your move if you would like, or you can take your right leg forward, left foot a little bit out, and you can climb a tree. Now remember, your backup plan instead of this could be that you do those single bridges, very similar to in this asymmetry of the legs. All right, we're going to do 5 on the other, so switching. 5, 4, 3, 2. Bonus, double bridge or both legs up, come up 5 times. Full body stretch. You did great. So way to finish strong. Right knee over, twist, right arm out. And if your shoulders respond well to this circular motion, go for it. Your left hand can help that knee stay down. Now the breathing is full. Each pose has, especially when there's a spinal stretch involved like this, will feel different where the breath goes. So breathe in, fill up all the places you can in your lungs. Every alveoli, get your attention. We don't practice breathing much during our day, so during our class, that's a great chance to practice, because you can live and survive with poor breathing techniques, but this class is a place to practice. You know, we're not going to fall, we're not running up a hill, so it's a great place to practice. Inhale through the nose, expand every cell in your lungs, and exhale out the nose. Now we're going to go to the other side. Another great thing you can do in this type of thing, like a stretch, is you can breathe in and make it a longer inhale and a longer exhale. A fun little challenge would be to get down to 6 cycles of inhale and exhale a minute. That is a way to reduce pain. So if you have any pain in the body, and that can be if you're going through something stressful too. If you really slow down your breath, your mind has to focus on that breathing and it can reduce pain. So these are just tricks and tools. Notice some body parts start to relax when you're here, like the hips or the shoulder. And then we're going to take a hamstring stretch. So I'm sorry, I should have cued that you grab a prop earlier. But if you can, just grab a prop now or hold your own, like with your own hands, hold that. You're welcome to do a little foam roller too. So hamstring. Now the breath. So you go in through your nose, belly, rib, apex. Take it across. There's a little outer hamstring. Ooh, that looks great, guys. Enjoy the long, full inhale. The long, full exhale. Take that leg out. You get to choose how far. You know what you need. If you're like me, you benefit from all the positions. Yeah, the left hip flexor got more open. Now the other leg, you're going to pour one leg down. You're going to pour one leg up. And there's that breath. It's inhale. Belly, rib, heart. Cross the midline. Going out, you just feel it, your breath, feel all the alveoli. And let's do a double hammy whammy, both legs up. And I like to try to gently pull the toes back, see if that works for you. And imagine you're in sand or at the beach and your sacrum just sinks, so it's making an impression into the sand. Inhale. And then you can put your feet up on the wall, or you could do Shavasana so that you feel a little release. You can also put your hips on a prop. Wherever you are, there you are, and just how much can you enjoy it? So if you had the mindset of a dog or like a baby goat, like just thoroughly enjoying everything. You didn't notice how good it feels to lie on the back and have nothing to do and nothing to be. You're giving yourself permission to just breathe and enjoy how good it feels. And then when you're ready, wake up the fingers and the toes and come back up and turn on the dog energy or the baby kid goat energy and just like total absorbing of how good everything feels. Notice your body, how vibrant it feels. Notice your mind, notice your breathing, how good it feels to not have to be or do anything, and how worthy you are without having to be or do anything. You're just worthy. And then whenever you're ready, we'll set that intention for the rest of the day. I'm going to notice how good it feels to have the mindset of a dog or a baby goat and just totally milk all the good I can from this day with so much appreciation. Thank you guys so much. Bye guys. Never had a meditation like that, have you?